Greetings, ladies and gentlemen players. It's another wonderful Friday this August of 2023. Is it August? It's probably August. It's probably still August. Making it a wonderful day for basics. I'm over here on the OGS on my brand new 9Q account. And I thought we would have ourselves, essentially have abandoned pincering. Like, I don't know. Pincering, what's pincers? No one does them anymore. No one ever gives me a reason to. So let's just go and do some DDK friendly basics, because why not? Also, like, take the time to please have mercy on me, admins, and don't ban me off the platform. I put a teensy weensy bit of weight onto the account to try and stop it from shooting up in ranks immediately. Just like at simplebaduk.com, you can see what on earth you can buy today, whether you are in the market for some Go equipment that they're now looking to do a little selling of, or you just want some classes on maybe invasions or whatnot. Simplebaduk.com has got you covered. Got ourselves a game against an 8Q, potentially. They can cancel if they would like. But yeah, at this point, I mean, I'll just go ahead and show you. I put a little bit of pressure on the account against a 9Q and 8Q bot. That way, when I beat the 8Q, I don't jump to 5Q. You know? Like, it shouldn't be damaging his rank, but it shouldn't send me catapulting multiple ranks ahead. Because, like, in 3 games, you're a Dawn player. You can go from, like, you're starting 10Q. You can get a game against, like, a 7 or an 8 and go to 5. From there, you can get to, like, 3 and then 1Q or 1 Dawn. Alright, so I've got an approach on my corner. Now, since we are playing a 8Q, I have got rules in place. One rule in particular is 1, turn off the coordinates, you idiot, you don't need them. And 2, try not to kill. Try not to kill. Now, this is a little bit of a weird thing. There's a 4 space here, there's a 4 space here. Lots of invasions, just tons of invasions. Let's go ahead and approach this upper right-hand corner. The lower right could be a little trap. It looks like there's like some stones around there. There could be something finicky there. I just don't want to deal with it, so we're not going to approach it. We'll approach this one instead. All right, I'm getting attached. That should lead into Sente for me. That's fine. I would say the 8Q definitely should not be doing this because they're ignoring the approach to lose Sente in the bottom left-hand corner of the board. So the question that I would have is, why are we doing that? Like, why was this corner the most important thing in your world? That's very strange. It's very specialized. And it's creating complication in his opening where he can quickly fall behind. So that right there, very, very bad thing to do. I didn't force it. He completely decided to ignore my approach all on his own for reasons that is who knows? We won't know. We won't know. The question now is, what are they going to do with double approach? I mean, they obviously wanted me to because they ignored me. So let's see what we got here. I'm just going to play standard joseki, nothing unusual, nothing complicated. All right, they're doing the tiger mouth. We'll go ahead and do the atriari. Now, there are variations where you could play here and then you're dealing with your cutting points, but, you know, basics, we tell you to beware of your cutting points. So, I'm going to be aware of this one. Outside is usually more important than the inside nowadays. I could, and again, I apologize for this too. I am just, like, daring them to ban me at this point. With the auto match, going through variations is disabled. So I just opened it up in incognito and there's variations again. Essentially, you could have done this one. This used to be a thing. because you've got all of this sort of stuff. Decent shape here for white. This is definitely a variation that you could have played. That would have been absolutely fine. You just wouldn't want to play here because now this is in trouble and it's just not as clean. Just not as clean. So yeah, here your options are essentially, well, you could also play down. It's a little bit not as cool. It's a little bit not as cool, but you get the idea. The first one with the tiger mouth, old school variation, could still play it. Definitely could still play it. Here, I would play this one as normal. And I'm going to. Yeah, it's just joseki. We're playing it. It is just the joseki. Got someone watching, it looks like. Guest. Oh, that's me. Ooh, they kicked. They should divide and conquer. They shouldn't kick me to connect up. Big decision here. Ooh, wow. Okay, so I can pincer and build because I've got influence, so I can obviously just, pincer and build the influence. Alternatively, we could just back off and let him do whatever. I think the AI probably wants me to kick him and then play high here. I would bet that's probably what the AI wants right now. Um, bum ba bum ba bum. I mean, I could do it, though I usually don't recommend the kicking. I'll go ahead and say do the pincer. I'll go ahead and do the pincer. There, we tied it back into the original purpose of August. Pincer. Why pincer? Because we got a bunch of influence that we're using with it. They jumped out. That's bad. As you know, you should always go into the corner. Because right now I can fight this. I can push and cut because I've got strength in the area. So there's nothing they can really do to fight back because the minute they're cut off, they're outnumbered like what? So 3, 6, 7 to 1 or 2 maybe, depending on how you look at it. So yeah, I can take a better result out of that. Easy, 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 easy. Don't even have to read it. It's just like, well, do I outnumber him locally? Yeah, okay, then I can attack him. Simple as that, right? I'll connect though. Bum bum. Listening to some Chrono Trigger music tonight. Bum bum ba dum bum bum bum. Defend against that. Don't want him just selling in my corner because there's no reason to have him selling in my corner. So right away, he's getting into problems because he let me double approach for reasons. And then he's choosing a very odd joseki upper left for reasons. Like, we don't usually jump out here. Almost like any teacher will tell you that. Don't jump out from the thing. I will take some points here because the left is big. If you want to not do that, there's a whole slew of things that you could have played instead. You could have, for example, also played the approach. The approach could be fine. If you wanted to disconnect and keep trying to attack this, maybe you could have tried something there too. There's still some forcing moves here if you wanted to try to get those first before playing that. That would have been acceptable because now you got more of a build here going on. Again, all of these things are just completely fine. Do you wanna die, sir? If he does not connect back up, I will push and probably cut him. What did I just say? This is a 5 stone wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks a little bit too close because I can't get a base. That ought to work because now I can get a little one spacer. So it's just extend from the wall. Fairly straightforward stuff. Ooh, that's an odd one. We respond to shoulder hits and all those good things. Then we probably double haunt it head of 2 and 3 stones. Can this survive after that? Probably not. Yeah, this thing is dead. If you want to kill it, you can. Because this can only run to here. And you can see that you can't get through here because my stones are already there. So if they can't run away, how are they going to live? Right? How are they going to live if they can't run? I mean, the answer is simply they can't. I will settle first and foremost. I will have a very low accuracy of this game because of it. Like, this group is not in danger. I should just keep this window open. I should keep the window open because I keep showing you variations. Because, yeah, if we play here, we can anticipate this kind of thing, right? You know, not even that. Let's go and play this. At best, he can try something like this one. There, that's alive, right? But even this, that gives us things to work with. This influence here, on an open board like this, will just keep paying for itself. Now, if you did want to kill, you'd play here and go this variation. Because now, they start running into trouble. Like, where is this going to go? Now, if you're really, really smart, you play your forcing moves first, and then you do this. And now you can see all of the lessons coming back home, right? Now they're fully surrounded. We made sure to use our force moves before we counterattacked. That gives us the highest chance of succeeding in what we were doing, which is killing the group is dead. I closed the window again, didn't I? I did, yeah. I love OGS. I love being able to flip through variations on stream. Hey, what are you doing? Daring me to kill you, I think, huh? Alright, well, let's extend. I'm not invading that anytime soon. He killed that idea, didn't he? Let us do things. Let us do things. Do-ba-do-ba. I mean, he's not alive here, and that's a shape point. Like, he's trying to live here and take all the bottom for himself. Because if I only have this and this, I lose the game. Unless I also have the middle. Unless I have the middle. Well, I can cut this off. This is easy to see cut off, right? Attacking here can get a little, ooh dear. Yeah, attacking this can be a little bit questionable, but right now we've got 3 groups that aren't alive, sorry. That's go tag. But now we're in an awkward position again, because he has the 3 stones on the left-hand side that aren't alive, and he has the 2 stones on the top that aren't alive. So, like, I can attack this severely and probably kill it. Or I can just surround this thing and kill that too. You know? So I will commend, he does seem to be fairly aware of the ways in which he can lose the game. Right? He does seem to have that quite down. But the question is, why do you have 3 weak groups on the board? How did that come about? Because that should probably not be a thing, you know? I'm just going to build here. Yes, if he plays a stone in here, I'm ending his life. Right now, I'm just attacking for the profit. This is the last area that I can possibly profit from. So I will just go ahead and take something like this real quick. That's just dead. Sorry. You're outnumbered 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 1? Like, what is it? Is it like about 8 to 1 minimum? Yeah, if you're outnumbered that heavily, you should probably be dead. Unless your opponent makes a big giant boo-boo. So I made a box. He came in. He's not going to live. So the only thing we have to do here to keep him dead is just don't create a whole bunch of weird cutting points. Like, just don't give him a bunch of Aji and he can't make 2 eyes. It's just not possible. How do you know that? Because he's trying to live like a 1, 2, 3, 3 to 4-ish space. So picture that right now. Here we go again with the thing. So picture that. Picture what it looks like for him living. And let's just use a bunch of black stones here. So he's obviously surrounded. So he would need... Give me a white stone on that one. So he needs some kind of shape like this, right? But how is he going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stones when you've already got 3, 4 of the 5? Wow, it's too late here. Oh? You're up.
Gewonnen.
Thanks for the game. All right, so they were a good sport. They resigned here.
Spielbesprechung gestartet.
So yeah, looking at the game again. I mean, they approach. This is a little bit weird. I think they probably tried for Kobayashi. That should be over in here. Or if you want to do the attachment, you should do it immediately. 1 of the 2. Obviously, you don't want to ignore an approach unless you have a very specific pincer, or not pincer, a very specific joseki in mind. This, I mean, I would have anticipated maybe something like this one. Maybe? No. It's hard to say. Like, I anticipated this. Maybe something like this one. This is pretty standard right now. And then here, you could do this, but... yeah, there's a lot of complication here with all the cutting points and, like, the wedging, and, it's just a little nuts. And here, obviously, gotta come out. Make sure that white doesn't connect up. And then here, maybe go to the corner instead, and then you definitely have to connect if you're gonna do that. Otherwise, I can just go ahead and separate these, and then everything's in trouble. Probably in Sente too, because if you play away, there's also that one now. So it's a little awkward, little awkward. And then from here, we just go ahead and make a bunch of points. Here's a fun little factoid, though. Apparently, we were both at an 80% because, I mean, it's mostly just joseki that we played, so it's hard to get one wrong. I'm surprised to see his is at 80% too, though. That was... I guess that is technically a move that's available. I guess, yeah, you can see it right there. That's technically a move that is available. And then the upper right, this is just a joseki sequence. And then this is, again, still mostly just a joseki sequence. I know it doesn't like this, but this is more complicated, so I'm playing on the outside. I don't care. Then again, he missed that one, sadly. So, all right, congratulations on the 80% opener. I did not actually, well, I guess I can expect that. As long as you just played joseki, there's no reason for your opening not to be in the 80s. Yeah, as long as you know your sequences, there's no real reason for it not to be. Oh well. Let's play again.
Spiel gestartet.
Alright, got ourselves a game against another 8Q. Assuming he doesn't cancel. He might not, we don't know. I think we're gonna go and play a nice little orthodox opening like so. It's an oldie, but a goodie. He's approaching, we'll just go ahead and back off. I'll answer this even though this is not a Sente move, you don't have to. In fact, I imagine the AI might have just docked me for responding to that one in terms of just like raw accuracy. But he's got the extension, so we are approaching, and now here we're going to just play another nice little itty bitty joseki. Something a bit like this one. Was that too much? Was that too much of a hint? Should have gone ahead and pawned it on the outside, but this is okay too, I suppose. The cutting point here is a thing, so we can go ahead and mark it as an option for later. That's why no one actually wedges anymore. That cutting point is very, very, very annoying. Well, I could go ahead and take a big thing over here. Could take a thing over here too, though. What to do? Well, he extended, so I'm going to block the enclosure that goes with it, right? Otherwise, it gets another wall, another extend. So yeah, seems pretty straightforward. Ah, the pincer. Why did we do the pincer, sir? So a couple of things here. Weirdly enough, I can jump here because the minute I go ahead and cap this one, or even just shoulder hit there, that one stone becomes almost impossible to live with. It's just not enough room. I'm tempted to show that. And if he comes out, obviously, we can just fully surround here and get more stuff. Either way, it's just good either way. Like, I'm tempted to show why you don't do that. Yeah, I'm going to. Like, this is actually pretty fundamental. It's rare that we jump out when we've approached a 4-4 and we're pincered. It's just... Here, it's very difficult to live. Let's see if he can. That one's going to be tough. That one is going to definitely be very, very tough. All right, you played away. That's fine. We'll go ahead and do that one. Now, I'm going to follow up because I don't like overplaying, and I'm going to kill the one stone. Now, if we were looking at that shape again, and he decided to try to live here, this is essentially the shape that he's looking for. This is the largest shape down here that he can get. And before anyone asks, no, this isn't going to work because there's just nowhere to run to, right? So you could try this one. And at that point, this isn't Seki because because the minute he plays here, he has to, capture, and then you can throw in. He's just dead. Now you don't have to read all that out. All you have to do to get to that kind of position is recognize, well, what can he do? He can do that, which would be Gote. I guess technically he could do this first into this, but it's still just a dead shape. It's just like that 3 little section here, right? That doesn't seem to do much. So, all right, we'll go and play Y. This is big, but it's very localized because the Ataris, I kill one stone in Gote. Let's go ahead and do the shoulder hit. This is a very, very strong enclosure. Doesn't need help just because it has 2 stones on the outside. If this was a large knight, he could invade it. If it was a 2 space, then he could really invade it. But it's only a small knight. So it's more territorial, So getting banned on OGS. I'm showing you sequences when it's meant to be disabled, and I weighted my count down a little bit. So it takes a little bit longer to get to one done rather than in just like 3 games. I have a hunch they're going to be upset. All right, he answered, and I will too. Always respond to damage to your stone. That comes in the form of shoulder hits, comes in the form of caps, attachments, pincers, running away really, really fast. I could have done a 2-space. I actually meant to. I literally said really, really fast. It was fast, slow, just get out of there. Just don't be surrounded and you're fine. Now, here's something I'm not going to do that I'm going to show you. There's a little bit of a dangerous thing here that he needs to be very, very aware of. Like, let's say he plays here, 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 and I decide to be a little bit cheeky and just surround. And he's like, oh, but hey, I can kill these stones now. What are you doing, you fool? And he could, but you'll notice he'd kill himself on the upper left-hand side now as a result, because now that's only one eye. Well, actually, it's not even one eye, technically. But you get the idea, right? So there's a lot of interesting things that could occur here if you're not careful. He's small knighting. I'm attaching to be safe. He's certainly getting a little bit enclosed here. Again, he's offering the opportunity to like go and sacrifice stuff again. I wouldn't do it at this point. I would have done it earlier if I was going to. But right now, no, we just leaving. He's got a cutting point, so we can monitor that as well. Okie dokie. He needs to protect the wall. Protect the wall, sir. Don't let me kill it, because I can and I might. No, I won't. No, I won't. No, I won't. No, I won't. So the important thing here is to notice that he's growing that bottom side, like blah, 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 growing area, right? And I don't want him to have that. I kind of want him to connect up either, to be honest. I think he's probably fine. So first thing that we're going to do is we want this area to be, you know, not his. So we'll blam. I played a large knight. Large knights can be cut, but he's got cutting points too. The danger to your shape is kind of inherently, okay, that, are you trying to do a, no, he's not. But yeah, the danger to your shape is kind of inherently dependent upon the strength of your opponent's surrounding shape. If your opponent is bad shape and you've got a bad shape, is going to be tough for it to be to actually be damaged, because they're going to have problems on their own as they're playing, you know? Does that make sense? They reinforced. I'll reinforce too. But they still have that cutting point. Super importante to remember the cutting point. Boom, 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 boom. Very, very nice. Now, if I wanted to, I could go here and then like Hane and cut this off, or I could do like a whole bunch of like, you know, Don shenanigans. But there's no reason to do any of that. Here, tell you what, I'll poke at Tengen just because Tengen. And then I'll put some light pressure from the left-hand side. Right-hand side. I always get those confused when I'm like talking about the game. It's a little weird. All right. Now, what is the next thing we're going to do on this board? I know, but do you? Do you know, and do you know why we are doing it? It's a question, isn't it? It's a thinker. If you said that we are going to do something because there is a weak group on the board, you are correct. But what's the weak group and where is it? Is it here? Technically, yes, I could still play here. It's a bit of a big move. Is it here? Technically, yes. I can put pressure on it and disconnect it. It needs to live still. But the correct answer for $1 million is I'm going to cap the two-space extension because two-space extensions aren't alive as is. I know I created an elephant eye. It's fine. I wouldn't create the elephant eye if this was a weak shape, but a small knight enclosure is pretty strong shape. So just what I referred to previously, your weak shape is dependent upon the shape of the surrounding stones. My shape is pretty strong, so I can get away with it. If it was weak, I'd be in trouble right now. Like, we can go ahead and see the difference between that. Between a small and a large pretty easily, right? Like, let's go ahead and put this here. Now when he plays here, it's like, oh, Jesus, oh, God, there's a weakness here, and there's a weakness here. And so, yeah, I'd be absolutely in trouble. I'd be like, okay, do I connect? Oh, no, that's another weakness. Oh, God, do I? Like, yeah, you can see there's a lot of problems. But if they play here now, we just back off and there's no cutting through me anymore. So it's fine. Probe, probe, probe. Now, theoretically, if I was being aggressive, I would cap that stone too. Keep these separated. And when this was done living in Gote, I'd go for the separation to try to kill the middle group. That is the done level thinking. For now, I'm taking my big points. That's all we're doing, taking the big points to do. Oh, okay. Another big point. I can't play this definitively, but I can play this. Bum, 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 bum. A little bit of a force move because of the Hane. There's no Aji on this side, so I'm going to Hane over here now too, because now when he's got that, there's like the throw-in over in there. So you can kind of see how I'm defending where there's like more Aji. That's actually really big. That throw-in kills. Because you can imagine, throw-in, connect, extend, Hane, cut. He's got 3 liberties and a problem.
We call that a problem where I come from.
He's trying to connect. Let's see if I can just go ahead and yeet some more territory over to my side of the score. And then we're probably gonna go ahead and play something over in here just to keep building up. Looks like this lesson we will have a lesson in attacking. So we're disconnecting it. And we're disconnecting it severely. Because I want to kill that stone that's arguably kind of behind the enemy lines, right? The only question was this little side that wasn't like secured yet. So I'm leaning on the strong stones here to attack the weak ones. Banana. Separation is the key to victory, sir. No connect. No bang bang. See, he's looking after 2 different things at once. See, that's a problem. I'll let him go, though. You get the idea. Now you just go ahead and cut him off. And the 3 stones are done. Are you actually trying to kill me? You aren't. I will end you. Pain and suffering will be all that you know. But not today. Alright. So we still got, like, the throw-in of doom up there. I need to dominate this area because it could be, like, 2, 4, 6 something points. What are you doing? This area is mine. You do not belong here. Begone. Begone, I say. I mean, I think it's fine, but I'll back off one more. Could you stop? You are putting yourself into a liberty shortage. Oh, wow. That's, I mean, he defended against it, so it's pretty good. I'll poke at it some more, though. Okay. Okay. Banana. Forcing move. Last forcing, or not forcing move, big move, sorry. For endgame. And then I'm going to start munching on him again, I think, because we know he's already lost, because this is not... Let's go ahead and show this. There's no territory here, right? This is a couple of points. This is decent. And then this is going to be a couple of points. If you contrast that, just eyeballing it to what black has, black's got decent area. Decent area. Pretty big area. So I seem to have more decent and big areas than he does. So just quickly eyeballing it, that seems to be the case. I'm not going to go for the kill, but I'll go for the attachment. A lot of people forget the attachment, but it is a thing that exists. Huge swing there. And unfortunately, that throw-in, oh dear, you do it, I'll kill you. So right now, this clamp kills the 3 stones. And that probably ends the game. Yep. That probably ends the game. Lot of people missed that one, unfortunately. I'll offer a trade. I get my stone back. Actually, I just killed off my stone. It's fine. It's whatever. You can go ahead and take. I can't do that now. Let me have my corner back. I want it. The jerk, he's not allowing it. I'm sad. I'm sad now. I am very sad. Very sad indeed. We can have our revenge. We're not gonna have our revenge. What about a little revenge? Not bad. Am I accidentally murdering him? We're not murdering anything. Okay. That's fine. Well, the idea of the upper right was cute. The idea on the upper right was I would like offer him a way to like just go ahead and connect up and then give me my stone back, but then I realized he didn't have to do that. So, for those of you who are wondering how that was supposed to go, yeah, he just plays here. If he takes, we Atari, he connects, and then we do that again because of the nature of the capturing of the literal 1-1 point. He can't go anywhere with it, so he just dies. That's how that goes in a nutshell. Atari. That way, if he Ataris me back, I can Atari him again, and then it's fine. This. That's a lot. Yeah, it's alive. Ba-bum, ba-da-da-dum. A lot of vicious endgame tactics that we can use to exploit. For victory! I guess be careful of this one. This is now threatening a kill. And now there's Aji here. I guess be careful of that too. He's being careful. I can throw in, get this one, then push him here and see if I can't. Yeah, there's like a lot of things. Like once you start recognizing bad shape, you really start becoming aware of things. Like, okay, so there's some small knights, there's some two spaces. I don't see an eye definitively formed yet. Well, I mean, okay, whatever. Most of this is turning into insane amounts of dame, though, while he protects. So even if he's not dead, the sheer amount of moves he's being forced to feed me is a little ridiculous, if I'm being all the honests right now. Bum. Don't mind me, I'm just a pushing everything along. I think I actually could kill this. I won't do it, but here's the idea behind it. I should not have... Actually, wait. I think I got a window. Yeah, so the idea here is we can keep doing this. And then we've got maybe even like one more. And if I want to ignore damage onto myself in an effort to try to kill him, I could probably get a cut on him. Like, I die over here. This group would be dead. But I think this whole middle would be dead too. I'll stop though. But yeah, once you start noticing little things like that, you just start seeing Aji friggin' everywhere, you know? It's like, oh, there's some over here, and over here too. And even if you don't get it right, it's a good habit to be in to find it. No pushing through me, sorry, thank you. Okay, Alright, so the rest of this is just gonna be endgame, so let's go ahead and hop on over to the end of the game. Alrighty then, I will say thank you for the game, thanks for the game. I'm also now actual 8Q, interesting. So we're 7.1 Q, so we're advancing. So we're still advancing about a rank a game, but we're not skipping 2 to 3 ranks a game, which I like a lot more. Because this way, I'll be able to get a nice hand few amount of games in at all the levels. Whereas usually before I would have to like play like a 7Q game and then it would like hit me up even like way too high to get like a 6 or a 5 and I'd be playing a 4 at that point. So I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Let's go ahead and review the game.
Besprechung gestartet.
This was all fine in my opinion, except for this one. I wouldn't play this joseki. I'd probably go ahead and just play this one instead. And then we'll have something like this one, I imagine. And then he can take the top or not, up to him. Personally, I don't really find a reason to do that. I just go and play here, or even maybe the kick into here. I think that's a little bit cleaner. That's just my personal opinion, however. And then, yeah, the pincering here. There's no real reason to pincer that variation unless you're going to save your stone, which you're probably not going to do. Because the minute you do, then suddenly everything's being surrounded. He has to go all in on the top side of the board right now. And that could be tough when you've got this little guy still, right? So this would kind of be all of the pointy points. Here, as we showed, trying to live there is ridiculously difficult. But I tapped it anyway just to make sure it was completely 100% dead. And then last but not least, this got more complicated than I think he's aware of. Like, I can play here into here. And if he dares lets himself get distracted, there could be a kill here. There could be a kill here. You pushed a little bit too far. Here you can cut him again because he can't really cut me. It just reinforces the attack on his own group. So if you're an aggressive player, you want to attack, you can do that. If you're an aggressive player, you want to attack here, you could do that too because there's nothing here. That dies or that dies, so we're profiting there nicely. And then, like I mentioned, this might have been the end of the game. Because now that I think is just going to die. Not looking very healthy, huh? And then last but not least, as I mentioned, now that that got distracted, might even be able to play here one more time. Then you just go ahead and cap that, and then the 3 stones are toast. So there's a lot of ways in this game to be more aggressive if you wanted to be. No real reason. At the end of the game, we were still, estimates, still up by a smooth 30 points. So you could have been more aggressive to be up by like 60 or 80 maybe. But you don't have to push that far. So, oh well. Either way, pretty good basics games today for the newer players on the channel. If that's you, hope these games were able to help. Focus maybe on just the big plays for you, you know? Big plays, decent shape, not really getting all crazy about, oh, do I have to go attack this over to here? Or, oh, do I have got to kill this? Usually that's not going to be in your games. Either way, I hope you enjoyed, and as always, I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.